Now, for those of people who don't know or have just recently found out from TMZ, TMZ is the feds, man. Like I don't know how they're getting this stuff, but there's this guy named you know Wilkes. I think his name is John Wilkes. you know, he is suing Jerry West for not basically paying him. Right? Supposedly he's getting paid like 2.5 million to try to get like Kawhi Leonard to sign with the Clippers, right? Now you probably think, who is this Wilkes dude, right? So basically Wilkes is, very close with, Uncle Dennis, and they kind of I guess grew up together. So, they're pretty tight knit. Um so Jerry basically was talking to, Wilkes, trying to get him incentivized into, pass on the message to, Kawhi's camp about, coming to the Clippers and whatnot. And, lo and behold, Kawhi signs with the Clippers, but that's not it, though. Not all of it. He said, basically, what he's claiming in the lawsuit that, you know, he passed on the message to the Clipper organization that if Kawhi does come to the Clippers, he needs to get Paul George first, right? That's oddly specific, if you think about it. From what I remember, right? There was a list of people that Kawhi wanted to play, and a lot of players were above Paul George, so it was pretty specific in that lawsuit, right? If I remember correctly, he gave a call to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant even said like, "Yo, I was pretty surprised. Like Kawhi Leonard even called me." He gave a call to freaking Kyrie Irving. Gave a call to James Harden. I mean, he was just going down the list of people like who were like, it didn't even really matter. It seemed like the availability. It was just more of the, hey, like you open to it, and whatnot. I mean, he even asked Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler went to Miami and shit. So that was a done deal. So Paul George is basically like he is basically what's left, even though he had other people in mind. He's like, all right, Paul George will get Paul George, whatever's right. So that's from what I remember. So TMZ be leaking, Jerry West's voicemail, calling Lakers a shit show, and everyone's all reacting and whatnot, saying that it really be your own, doing this kind of thing. And to be fair, Jerry West, he actually is correct. It was kind of a shit show even when we had LeBron. I mean, it was crazy, right? I mean, it was when Magic Johnson, I believe, was the president. Y'all know what happened with Magic. I mean, he was like, you know what, I'm out of here, basically, and he bounced. Right? I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, we got a chip, but hindsight is 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020. Like everyone got traded for Anthony Davis. Everyone got, more moves came in and whatnot. So, I mean, you can easily say that, oh yeah, right? Like we got that chip, whatever's and whatnot, whatever's. So basically, we're cool with Jerry West. I mean, that's basically what, a lot of the Laker fans are saying, right? But he was correct in saying that. It was ridiculous, right? And he was basically saying that that Kawhi Leonard was gonna be the best player on the team if he did go, whatnot, and being under LeBron James' spotlight is gonna like be like all highlighted, and like Kawhi is a private person. Just trying to throw it to Kawhi that, you're not gonna, like being under, LeBron's shadow and whatnot. And it's all true. Like, dude, no one wants to be under LeBron's shadow unless you're willing to be in it, right? So Anthony Davis is willing to be, in LeBron's shadow. Why is that? It's because first of all, he's under Clutch Sports, and second of all, LeBron James is Anthony Davis' favorite player. So of course, there's this kind of relationship right there that, AD is, he's willing to, he's willing to be in the shadow, right? Sometimes it's like, the difference between, Anthony Davis and Lonzo Ball, whose favorite player is LeBron James. Like, different perspectives, right? Like, one guy got traded and, tossed out to New Orleans to bring in the better talent, right? So LeBron James traded his ass for Anthony Davis. So there's kind of a difference in, relationship there. But I mean, honestly, what I'm thinking, nothing's gonna really happen to the Clippers. I mean, dude, like, everyone colludes in this league. It's just, there's not really, like, what else is gonna do? What, they're gonna take away their draft picks? The Clippers ain't got no draft picks, right? They traded it all for Paul George. Isn't that punishment enough? Yeah, nothing's gonna really happen. I mean, you rarely see this stuff even happen in the NBA and whatnot, right? I mean, everyone knows, collusion happens. I mean, just look at how, like, Wojnarowski and, like, Shams, like, bust out their like, signings and, like, trades on the dot of, free agency or trade season. Like, it's not really surprising. It's just like, it sheds online, like, oh, so it is actually happening. There's some kind of sort of, evidence and whatnot. But I mean, obviously, everyone's gonna deny it. Kawhi denies it. There was nothing swaying my decision. Jerry West denies these allegations. Like, I mean, dude, like, ain't nothing gonna come from this. It just gets blown out of proportion just because, the Clippers, how they acted last season, of they thinking they're gonna win the championship. Ain't nothing gonna happen, right? Ain't nothing gonna happen to the Clippers. I mean, they just blown a 3-1 lead, so, this just amplifies their criticism. So that's my take on it. Like, I feel like it's been known. Like, so what? Like, what else gonna happen, right? You can probably find other voicemails of other people doing this too on, I don't know, Giannis's voicemail too. It's just that, is Giannis gonna be releasing those things? I mean, didn't Giannis say that he got texts from all-stars or like other stars from their teams asking if his availability to sign? I mean, you see that? I mean, he was still under contract, and they're trying to get him. So, it is what it is. It's just the Clippers. Look, the Clippers are basically a clown show right now, and the only thing that can make it up is winning. So let's see what they do this season. Paul George is clown ass. He's on blaming everyone except for himself. We'll see what happens. Let's see if Kawhi Leonard can carry on, and carry on this Clipper franchise and bring them to the Western Conference Finals. So we'll see about that.